Hi, I'm with Pete Behrens. He teaches the Agile Leadership course, certification course, which is really helpful. I've actually gained a lot from it, and I thought I'd spend a moment with you, Pete, to just ask you a question or two.
Thank you.
I'd like to understand what, in your mind, is the perspective of a leader in the whole process.
Sure.
And where we are with that.
Yeah. Well, I think as you've been learning, there's a lot of options for team leaders, product leaders, scrum masters, things like that. There's been a lot of education opportunities, and the number one thing I hear is leaders asking me, what am I supposed to do, right? And they don't feel like they have a role in an agile process, and so. One of the things that we try to help leaders understand is that a lot of the organization reflects them. A lot of their behaviors, in a sense, influence the way teams, the way people operate. And so when you start to think about that, you start to think about, well, if the leader doesn't start to embrace an agile mindset and embrace agile behaviors, likely, unknowingly, they're going to be kind of subversing whatever agile we're trying to do at a team level. So what this program's about and what we're trying to do with leaders is create that aha, that awareness, that moment where they can say, okay, there's something different I should be doing, not just not micromanaging, but actually starting to think about how I think, how I'm actually adaptive in my own thinking, how I might apply, inspect and adapt type behaviors to the way I approach, and then how do I empower teams to be effective with Agile. And so that's what this program's about, and that's what we're trying to do to help leaders create that awareness.
Thanks, Pete. And if I had to follow up and ask you, what are the pitfalls that you see leaders might face during a transformation process? What would you say?
Yeah. There's a road full of pitfalls. Number one, I think it's underestimating or underinvesting in a transformation, and recognizing that not only just money, but time, focus, energy that a leadership team is going to need in terms of undergoing a successful change to Agile. But number two, recognizing that it's not something you can just do. You can't just tell your team, hey, go do Scrum. It might work short term, but it likely won't stick, and it likely won't really have a long-term effect. And so one of the things leaders can be aware of is to say, hey, Agile has different values. Agile has different culture to it, and to recognize that may or may not align with what the company's currently, value system is. So they play a role in kind of helping align Agile to their culture and providing and building some of the what we call structures, team structures, roles, responsibilities to enable Agile teams to be effective. So those would be the two maybe top pitfalls to be aware of and to start in that direction. And finally, just recognize you might want some education in terms of your own journey to help through that process. So.
Thank you very much, Pete. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, well, thank you, Suraj. Appreciate your questioning. Yes.
And thank you all for watching.
Thank you.